Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Congress and this committee specifically, this Committee on the Ways and Means, has a responsibility to ensure that the tax-exempt status is applied only to entities that actually benefit our local communities and our country as a whole. That responsibility includes understanding not only how money flows through the nonprofit sector, but how influence flows, especially in an era where technology allows narratives to be manufactured, amplified, and disguised at an unprecedented scale. Our adversaries like China understand our system and they exploit it. Artificial intelligence and social media networks have changed the consumption and accuracy of information Americans consume. When those tools are paired with vague nonprofit structures and limited disclosure requirements, it leads to widespread misinformation and confusion for the public. That is a legitimate concern for Congress, regardless of party, ideology, or viewpoint. The privileges that come with nonprofit status also come with responsibilities to follow the letter and the spirit of the law. I want to show you a graphic here as I ask some questions, Ms. Sutherland, because it was your organization that was instrumental in uncovering the activities of British billionaire Christopher Hone, whose Children's Investment Fund Foundation poured more than $500 million into U.S. advocacy that supported left-wing political causes in addition to the CCP's Belt and Road Initiative. What's concerning about this is Mr. Hone's ties to CCP-linked organizations, which led to him abruptly pulling his funding from U.S. groups once it was exposed. But it's also concerning because of the level of foreign money trying to influence our political activities and our policies. Ms. Sutherland, I understand your organization was key in researching Mr. Hone's funding activity and suspicious connections. Can you speak more about what you found in your research and what we see up here on the board?
Thank you for that question, and thank you for including the chart. His foreign money does flow through a very complex web, and we are at the forefront of exposing it. And his foreign giving went under the radar for far too long because it was done through a charity called the Children's Investment Fund Foundation. You think it's about investing in children, how noble. What we found through our report and through your chart is that through a tangled foreign web, he was investing in climate litigation, protests, research, a radical green energy agenda, all while maintaining close and questionable ties with China. Hone's charity actually has an office in Beijing. They actively work with the Chinese government. They bankroll CCP-connected organizations, and their CEO got a friendship award from the Chinese government. I do not want anyone funding a U.S. cause that is a friend of China, and the fact that we exposed his money got him to finally stop bankrolling U.S. causes. But more attention needs to be done given those Chinese connections, and you wonder, why is he working with China and bankrolling U.S. causes at the same time?
Yeah, and I got to tell you, it's extremely deceptive the way they go about it by hiding this money through entities that are not correctly named, certainly not named in a way that understands what they're actually doing. But it's amazing to me that we are subsidizing this activity through our nonprofit tax laws, actually giving them tax breaks and allowing them to do this under the radar. Do you think that strengthening the Foreign Agents Registration Act or including nonprofits within its scope would help solve this problem of nonprofits acting on behalf of foreign individuals or entities?
Absolutely. I think strengthening FARA is a great first step. We need to eliminate some of the exemptions in the nonprofit sector and tighten up some of those loopholes. I think that a very strong case can be made for those nonprofits that are receiving hundreds of millions of dollars from this British activist hedge fund manager, potentially could have a FARA violation on their hands.
Mr. Sohn, you have a unique perspective on how adversaries exploit our nation's openness to sow division. A recent Network Contagion Research Institute report specifically analyzed the Singham Network, a donor portfolio linked to Neville Roy Singham and its ties to organizations like the People's Forum, where he funneled at least $20 million, and the Answer Coalition, a pro-Palestinian organization. Your data shows these groups effectively co-opted domestic activism to push anti-American and pro-CCP talking points following October 7th attacks. Can you explain the mechanics of how the CM network uses social media or AI to amplify these CCP-aligned narratives? And do you also agree that we should strengthen and make more strict our Foreign Agents Registration Act to include nonprofits?
Yes, I do agree that the Foreign Agent Registration Act should be applied to nonprofits. So every time Americans see these staged and amplified protests that shut down bridges or block hospitals, they should know that these are multifaceted efforts. They're funded by millions of dollars, designed to rile up Americans and join these foreign-aligned, these hostile nations to the American public. I want to give you an example. If you look at Wall Street, if you have 1 million people on social media say, buy this stock now, that's legal. If you have a bot army that looks like 1 million people being run by one person that says, buy this stock now, that's illegal. It would be called painting the tape, I believe. So I just want to try to apply that now to what's happening with foreign influence. They're using these narratives, and it brings about authentic activity. So just like you'd have in the stock market, if you have a bot army that looks like 1 million people, it starts to get regular people engaged. Next thing you know, a stock's being pushed up or a stock's being pushed down. And it's a combination of inauthentic and authentic activity, but it's born out of designed inauthentic activity, and I think that's what you're seeing here.
Yeah, and just to finalize, Mr. Chairman, I know I'm out of time. We're not talking about curbing free speech here. We're talking about refusing to subsidize foreign agents that are engaging in covert activities that are impacting our policies and our politics in the United States, and that is not what we should be doing through our tax code. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.